Welcome to the midweek preview for Canterbury, 26th of July. Gord's very kindly turned up to run us through what is an attractive enough midweek card. Obviously a lot of focus on Bowman v Abdullah, and it seems to be a good contest tomorrow. Rail goes out to the 3 metre position. Track is obviously dry, and I'd suggest race shape is what you're looking for. There's nothing inherently dangerous about the 3 metre position. It's probably one of the fairest rail positions at the Canterbury course, and I'll be looking for nothing in particular as far as that rail position is concerned. Race 1 is a 2-year-old maiden over 1200 metres, and obviously there's a mix of unraced and raced. Fabini is a Godolphin juvenile that's stepping out for the first time. Other than that, Super Sphere, but predominantly the contestants here have all stepped out, and I had Sasso Corbaro getting well forward here. What about Bowman going forward here on Brave Song from a wide gate? The apprentice just settled back off the speed the other day, but I know that he raced well forward in a fast short course trial against Wheeler.
Well, it's not normally Bowman's go. He'll be angling for 1 out, 1 back. So he's going to try and go further forward than it did last start, but he's not normally aggressive enough to go to the lead.
Smart Edge is a touted debutant that got bloused at Newcastle on debut. I don't imagine he goes particularly. I don't imagine he contests the early speed here. Well, let's talk about this race, Gord. What are the horses of interest here for you?
Well, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because taking into consideration the jockey challenge and the fact that we know certain connections are giving their primary rides to let's say H. Bowman. Abdullah doesn't seem to be getting too many favours these days. The fact that 3 Smart Edge has come up so short and Bowman has chosen to ride Brave Song, and they're both Triple Crown, indicates to me that they quite comfortably consider Brave Song a better horse than Smart Edge. So I'd say that's the percentage in the market at the moment. Didn't find either of them, but
okay, take me to the truth.
Well, the truth for me is Sasso Corbaro. It's done absolutely nothing wrong. You find young horses when they're forced to go back in and make ground between runners. It is a fantastic sign for the ability of that particular horse.
Yeah, okay, so that's your angle. It's like this horse was asked to do something that more experienced horse you would normally expect of more experienced horses.
And did show like a lovely dash for about 200 metres. You know, yeah, it did get knocked off, but it showed to me that it's a horse with a fair amount of ability, not just because being able to race in that particular way, but the dash it showed at particular stages. The thing that obviously confuses me is it's 56.5, which we know is in Bowman's weight range, and he actually has gone for Brave Song. So that has to be a question mark. But for me, without that question mark, I would be very confident in backing number 10, Sasso Corbaro.
So you're happy with Brown?
Yeah, I am happy with Brown.
Okay. Yeah. Look, she's obviously primed here.
She could lead, couldn't she?
Yeah. Look, she led on debut. So I actually have her leading this race. Obviously, with a number of queries about the how the intent of some of the other runners. Speak to me about the Godolphin James Cummings debutant who just had the 2 trials.
Yeah, 2 trials. Like I was going off times more than anything there, Mark.
Slow times.
Yeah, so I thought the times were poor, and I've got a question mark about that organisation at the moment until things smooth out. So look, it's not found by the market either. I'd suggest that it won't be winning.
And Sparky Lad debuted on Saturday and had the slow lane in a reasonable standard race. Can he feature?
He definitely can, but I have a tendency to pen Tommy Berry.
Yeah, so look, I think what is real here is the fact that we've got 2 horses that were in the finish over this course and distance, which speak of Brave Song and Sasakaboro Baro, and they seem to be the starting point here. Smart Edge, the race that he contested will be a good race. It's a fertile race, but nevertheless he still went to the provincials on debut, and Sparky Lad I've made some mention of.
You know, I don't normally do this kind of stuff, but for me this is a little bit of map here, like
yeah, it's not your go, the map.
Yeah, but I just thought if Sasakaboro got to the lead here, and it seemed to me like from barrier 6 it could do it comfortably, but
yep.
There's not going to be anything else with enough ability to actually get past it in the straight. I'm reasonably keen, and I think I'm only getting that price because of the jockey booking.
Yep, yeah. I think you're right. Race 2 is a 3-year-old 1100 metre race cut about by scratchings. We have lost Launch Code, Goresbridge, Vincero and Missile Coda, who's going to another race on the card. Now, there is good speed in this race. There's I'm Imogen from the one gate. Rebel Miss is fresh and has toe. Nick Tock has good speed. Road to Sundown and Pell are horses that push forward. Phuket should get quite a decent run. Calvina looks to go back from his draw, as does Pandaya. Ebenos obviously in the last few. Bits and pieces, and not a great deal of city form here, Gord.
I've actually gone looking wide because that was the first conclusion I came to there as well, particularly with the horses that were in the money. I ended up finding 1 and 2, which are Ebenos and Phuket. If you notice specifically about Phuket, its failures have been over 1200 metres.
Yep, four 1200 metre failures.
Yeah, exactly. This horse fires over the 1000 and the 1100 metres. I can't see why it won't do it again, and I'm getting.
Shall we move the race to Hawkesbury?
Big price to find out. I mean, that's a shame, but you've got to take into consideration that the flops were over the 1200 metres, weren't they? So, I mean, I know the wins were at Hawkesbury.
He is unbeaten over this distance and shorter.
Yeah, and wasn't far off good quality horses at 1200 metres, which isn't his go. So to only be beaten by small margins over an unsuitable distance by good quality horses means that he is a fantastic chance at very long odds.
Gets the race run to suit.
And number 1, Ebenos. Well, I like the trials. Okay, so for me it shows he's back. I obviously don't like the booking of the Apprentice due to the big weight, but
yeah, because I mean that's not necessarily the style of the stable. There's mixed messages here, isn't there? I mean, the trials are good. His best runs have been, or, you know, his first up runs have been particularly good, and you're just looking at the rider booking, going, was that necessary?
Well, you know
what are they saying?
Well, I've asked you about this before when I've become particularly keen on a horse after watching the trials and seeing the booking of the Apprentice. And you really think if they're full on trying to win a race, this stable has the choice of so many top quality jockeys.
But he's also got to give his apprentice, I'm not sure if it's his apprentice, but the apprentice some winning opportunity as well. It's a situation where they're saying, we don't mind this horse, we're not thrusting all burners.
Well, see, the thing about like the 1 and the 2, which I know you haven't looked at the prices yet, but like Nick Tock is the clear favourite in the race, okay, and like what am I going off? Highway form and Wellington form.
Yeah, and there's I'm Imogen as the lion as well.
Yeah, and here I've got Ebenos, which is running against horses like Tactical Advantage, Eusebio, Improvement, Echo Effect. You know, like that.
I know, and he's got two
like
dynamic 1100 metre first up runs. Right, his trials are good. He gets the race run to suit. There's a lot to look at there. I'm very keen on backing both 1 and 2. The one that I was half against, but with a question mark in my head, was number 8, Vincero. I know he's not running.
Oh, it's scratched, is it? Yeah. Oh, so the prices on the horses I was talking about will all be gone now anyway. So.
No, but he was out a long time ago, like a day ago.
A day ago? I printed it last night.
Okay. Okay, maybe he came out this morning. Look, I'm in agreement with you, Gord. You know, Nick Tock has some aces, but not enough aces. There's a lot of, well, we then get down to 5 fillies: Rebel Miss, I'm Imogen, Pandea, Road to Sundown, Pell. They're all convicted as far as this level is concerned, and most of them, you know, want to race, or they want some sort of control.
I had a second look at 11. I could easily pen the other ones you talked about. There's something there, but not something that I'll normally find as a betting proposition.
Yeah. Race 3, 1250 metre fillies and mares, benchmark 72. Now here, once again, there is a bit of toe because Clistra is one-dimensional and will be seeking the lead, which should give Chiquita the box seat. We've got Summit Breath and Hamoom Dream to work forward, and that is of some concern to Hamoom Dream. Shahrazad settles just off the speed, and other than that, they go back. There are 2 backmarkers here that are racing particularly well. Whether the Canterbury is going to work for them or not is another matter. I speak of No Interest and Marakita.
No Interest is a horse that I'm interested in backing in a certain price range. It's not in that price range, so I won't be backing it. And what's the other one?
Marakita.
Marakita. I really like the last 100 metres last start. It was the last 100 metres of a horse that well, hasn't been chewed up by the run and is ready to really do something next start. A little bit sort of worried about being on the inside and just sort of getting the suck run.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people will be fighting that horse. I admit it has a really good chance. I've sort of cut it down to 2 possible betting propositions for myself, which the other one is, you know, it's not normally my go here, but is number 3, Shahrazad. So 3 starts this preparation after having a little bit of a spruik, would you say? They always had an opinion of this particular horse. And hasn't really been given all opportunity in those particular 3 runs. We've got Schofield to Bowman now. Barrier 2 suck run, I think it has a chance, but then yet again it's well found in the market. 2 I was interested was 3 Shahrazad and 5 Marakita, but not with not with a lot of.
There's actually not a lot to look at here, is there? You know that whatever you find here is going to be well found by the market. Hamoom Dream is of some interest. I mean, she did race long time ago, all the way around the other day, and acquitted herself well. Her issue is managing to get a sympathetic enough run, but obviously Rachel King to Karen McAvoy is of considerable interest, and she is the one horse of the city horses that actually puts herself in the race.
I love that. I love it even more in the fact that it's K-Mac on board as well.
Who let us down the other day, but anyway.
Yeah, well, but I can't see any of the others winning. I think there's only 3 chances.
Yeah, there is.
Which means maybe the market's right, because the 3 horses I was looking at seem to be already reasonably well found. So, but now that you've actually so stamped it like that, well, maybe there actually is some value in those 3 runners.
Race 4, 1550, benchmark 72, and Special Missile looks to get well forward here despite a wideish gate. Miami Dade, ditto. Spider Coda holds his inside draw, and Quick Defence, Bowman is 1 out, 1 backing here for almost certain. God, you've got a particularly strong take on this particular field. Imanui, I know you've is firmly in your stable. Sir Barb has become a recent convert.
Well, no, I backed it. Doesn't mean I'm interested in backing it.
It means that you've got a very good feel for it, right? So obviously, horses you've been playing recently.
How much time I spent on this race, Mark?
2 minutes.
10 minutes. 10 minutes ago. I never spend less than 10 minutes because I'm always like, you know, I go through initially and I'm like, oh, this is all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of number 2 Imanui.
Yeah,
You know that.
he's never seen anything like Canterbury. I mean, this is his. This is the question that he has to answer tomorrow, which is, you know, he's predominantly put all his runs down on bigger tracks,
yeah.
and he's going to be in the back half of the field here at a distance that is okay, but.
So can you just brush on pace again for me? Because
Yeah, so I have
important.
Special Missile leading from Miami-Dade, Spider Coda box seating, and Quick Defence 181 back. Place here midfield, and you know, Imanui would like to get that 1-out-3 back, but I'm thinking he gets further back than that.
Okay. Oh, I had it down as a match race. Well, not a match race. I had it down as a oney, but there is a danger, and that is a horse that is flying at the moment. Is number 3 Special Missile. Don't really care about that win at Hawkesbury. You can ignore that, but you can go off the one before where it beat Star of Monsoon and Double.
Yep.
That's solid form, and the horse has done nothing wrong this preparation.
Yep.
So it's obviously a danger, but you know, as people who
well,
watch
it's a danger
the show
because it's
might
got a different racing style. It's the alternative, isn't it?
Yeah. So well, it wouldn't surprise me if they came for it from a map perspective. So you know, like, what odds am I marching into Imanui? That's probably the question. It's the only horse I'll be backing in the race. Whether I bet early or late, I haven't decided yet.
Maybe you should bet in run.
Yeah, what, so I can get $10 on or something?
Well,
like that?
there'll be some volume there.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. That's the problem with betting in run, is that, look, this is the right horse to bet in run.
Yeah.
Except that our Betfair is not like other Betfairs. Quick Defence did actually seem to hit the line the other day.
I'm just seeing Bastia.
Yeah, but Bastia.
I'm saying no.
Bastia found, Bastia came across and found box seat. Quick Defence, I thought, wasn't entitled to hit the line as well as he did. Okay. But maybe that was because the track was deteriorating.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. I'm also seeing Imperator Augustus, another snappy, Balmain Boy.
All good horses, you know, good solid midweek standard.
Yeah, so I'm not in that camp.
What about the there's a lightly raced horse there that doesn't have Robert Thompson, called Place Here. All right, we'll leave it at that. We'll take a break and come back with the.
It's got Stein form, you know. I know it's, you know, the only reason I bet so big in the last race is because I saw against Stein on Saturday, so I can hardly be finding Place Here.
Okay, all right. Well, so we'll take a break and be back with the last 3 from Canterbury, and I think it gets tougher, certainly.